Hello? Hello? Yeah, it's a bit lighter in front of my head. So sorry about that. So this is WCW Saturday night, August the 1st, 1992, baby. Um, so, Jim Ross and Cowboy Bill Watts started on commentary, didn't like that. But that's how it started. So former WCW light heavyweight champion Flying Brian, he took on Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker, who apparently is a light heavyweight. Don't think so. Flying Brian won with a missile dropkick from the second rope. After the match, Flying Brian, it wasn't a very good match, by the way. Terrible. No, it wasn't terrible. It was all right. Standard. After the match, Flying Brian cut an interview with JR and said that he was trying to get a few wins together and try and get back in light heavyweight title contention. The light heavyweight champion being Brad Armstrong currently. We shall see if that takes place. The next match was, in fact, a tag team match full of light heavyweights. The match was former WCW light heavyweight champion Scotty Flamingo, and his tag team partner was the Tailor Made Man, and they took on Marcus Alexander Bagwell and the Z-Man. This actually was quite a good match, though the ending was a bit peculiar because basically Z-Man cheated. Remember, these are the good guys. He cheated. He karate kicked Tailor Made Man in the head, and they got the free count from that. That's cheating, ladies and gentlemen. Interesting. But they let it go. So 1, 2, 3. A win for Bagwell and the Z-Man. The next match was the Barbarian, and he took on Chad Bird. As you can imagine, this didn't last very long. Pretty much a squash. And the Barbarian, bizarrely, before the Barbarian got the win, he kicked his leg in the mat like 3 times. It was weird, or twice. It was odd. And then he kicked Chad Bird's head pretty much off his shoulders. So the Barbarian won 1-2. He had a chance to even go before he got the pin. So yeah, Barbarian with a victory there. During the match, this is how weird this was. During the match, JR, just realise how I'm sticking out a bit. He didn't say that. JR said, this week on WCW Main Event, which I have trouble finding, to be perfectly honest, they're going to show you how the Barbarian and Dick Slater won the US tag titles from the Freebirds. Do you what? What? The day before they abandoned the US tag title. Why? What? Would you know how many other matches taped? What? Weird. Okay, weird. So the next match was one half of the Fabulous Freebirds. That's Jimmy Garvin, and he took on one half of the WCW and NWA World Tag Team Champions. That was Dr. Death Steve Williams. Good match. You know, I think Big E would like this kind of match. Find out what I mean by that if you go searching. It was a bit weird, the ending, though, because the ending, it looked like, so Jimmy Garvin, he jumped off the second rope and Steve Williams caught him, and it was 1, 2, and he got his shoulder up. But some reason, the ring announcer went, and you're a winner! Yeah. Didn't happen. Minutes later, the Oklahoma Stampede. If you ever seen the Oklahoma Stampede, it's mental. It's a really weird finish. But yeah, Steve Williams with the victory. So, after this match, Steve Williams and Terry Gordy cut a, not a great promo, an all right promo, saying that they obviously were the best tag team, obviously because they've got 2 sets of gold, the best tag team in WCW. And then they proceeded to challenge the WCW World Heavyweight Champion Big Van Vader. They said that only 2 men could stop him. One you're looking at, one you're hearing from. Okay? Right. I don't believe that, but okay. Okay. Now, the next match was Rick and Scott, the Steiner brothers, and they took on Mike Thor and Danny Dees. Yeah. So, before the start of this match, Steve Williams and Terry Gore decided, you know what? I think we'll hang around. We'll hang around and watch this match. And the Steiners won quite comfortably with Scott doing the Frankensteiner. Another squash. Then after the match, they baited each other to get in the ring, and then they started fighting. And then the referees came out and broke it all up. So yeah, that's somewhere to be seen, possibly, hopefully. That'd be a good match, but that wasn't. The next match was Van Hammer, and he took on John Peterson. And JR at this point was joined by Cactus Jack on commentary. And Cactus Jack, pre to this, did an interview where he said, and I quote, I softened you up, Sting, for Big Van Vader, so I deserve a title shot, Mr. Vader. Everyone going for Vader tonight. Van Hammer won with the suplex. They called it I think they called it the hammer suplex, where he picks them up, suplexes them off the top rope, and then drops them down. Yeah, terrible match. Again, squash, 1, 2, 3. During the show, there's a couple of matches to go, yeah. So during the show, there were 2 instances of interviews. One with the United States Heavyweight Champion, Ravishing Rick Rude, and one with Nikita Koloff. So earlier in the night, they decided to announce that they were going to fine both Rick Rude and Nikita Koloff $5,000 for naughtiness in a wrestling match. So they showed the wrestling match. Now, you've got to remember with WCW, they had some really stupid rules. I'm talking Jubil what? They had some stupid rules. One being that if you threw your opponent over the top rope, it'd be an automatic disqualification. So Rick Rude actually beat Nikita Koloff by DQ on this show. Not this show, not the one I'm reviewing, but this other show they were on. And they started to fight down the aisle, something very commonplace these days. But in 1992, obviously not very common. And then they started brawling in the back, and then Nikita Koloff barged into Ravishing Rick Rude's dressing room where the Dangerous Alliance were, and then everyone piled in. There was Ron Simmons came in, and Greg the Hammer Valentine and Flying Brian. They all started punching each other. So yeah, did they both deserve £5,000? Well, no, not really. If anything, it was Nikita Koloff. But anyway, getting back to my point, Ravishing Rick Rude. Ravishing Rick Rude cut an interview when he said, I shouldn't be fined because I didn't start this, Nikita Koloff did. And he's right. He didn't. Nikita Koloff did. But then he was talking about that he is the number 1 contender because he is the United States Heavyweight Champion. And again, he's right. However, Nikita Koloff, back in his interview spot, said, well, yeah, I don't mind being fined. But what I do mind is you, Rick Rude, being United States Champion, because I want you. I mean, he wants to fight him. So just you know. And I want that belt. Yeah, the days when they could say belts on the TV. I love it. Yeah, can't say them now. And then they said, and then he was talking about Medusa, and he said, why don't you make a hotel room booking, or get him his water, or get him his coffee, or be his slave? So I thought it was a bit interesting. But yeah, so that was that. The next match was Big Van Vader, and he took on Jim Nash. I don't think he's related to Big Kev, but he might be. But on this night, I don't think he was, because Big Van Vader absolutely destroyed him. He did the Vader squash, and it was a 1, 2, 3. So Big Van Vader with the victory there. They did a quick segment with Ron Simmons about him saying that he was going to be, he wanted to be the best of the best. which meant he had to go through maybe Rick Rude, Vader, Sting. And they showed this footage of Ron Simmons going, I don't, he were talking about like his charity work in the community, and they were saying like, well, you can do what you want, but I don't care what colour or creed are. And then they showed this footage of him standing in front of all these kids, all black kids. So it was, okay, so, yeah, very strange. Nothing against that, I'm just saying. If you're going to do that and say that he's for everyone, then show everyone. Very, very strange footage, because they only showed it once, and then they didn't show it again. It was weird. And then before the main event, Sting came out and went, I'm going to turn it up 6 notches. I might go 6 notches with these fans. I'll turn it up to 5, and I might go 6. Oh, bit of a reference there. But he was like, what? And then he walked off. It was like the weirdest interview ever. It was like about a minute. It was really strange. And then your main event of the evening was for the WCW World Television Champion, where Ricky the Dragon Steamboat challenged the reigning and defending WCW World Television Champion, Stunning Steve Austin. This is a really good match, probably the match of the night. It was really good. Apart from the ending, it was really good. So let's talk about the ending. The ending was disappointing. So it got to the end. We both hit each other with clotheslines. The referee just was distracted by Paulie Dangerously, who threw some sort of object into the ring, which obviously was meant for Stunning Steve. But no, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat picked it up and hit Steve Austin. 1, 2, 3, surely a new champion. No, actually, because before they could announce him as new champion, the referee went, I caught you with something in your hand. So, Mr. Steamboat, you've been naughty, so you are disqualified. So, yes, Steve Austin retained the TV title by disqualification. Hollow, disappointing ending, because I think they could have just gone for another couple of minutes. They didn't have to end like that, but that's WCW. That's like all wrestling promotions, to be honest. I don't like DQ finishes. Dusty finish. But yeah. So that was WCW Saturday Night, August 1st. Sorry it's been so long. But yeah, I haven't been well. I'm fighting. I'm back in work. I've enjoyed being back at work, bizarrely. But yeah, but I am back in work. It's been hard the last few weeks. I haven't been myself, but I'm getting there. I'm hoping I'm getting there. I hope I don't look too pale. People said I have looked pale over last week, so I hope I'm looking much better. Sorry about all the sweating, but then I'm doing this after a very hot day here in Bedworth. But thank you everyone for watching, subscribing, viewing, enjoying, commenting, all that jazz. I will see you all at ringside, probably one day, maybe, who knows. But other than that, I thank you for your support, and I will see you very soon. My name is Will Nitro, and it's your pleasure. Good night.